Good morning, guys. So, today I want to talk about addiction and more specifically, the addiction to hanging out with other people. Now, in the past, I used to be an extrovert. I would really just, and nowadays, I still really enjoy spending time with other people, but it really slowed me down on my self improvement journey. So, nowadays we always just it seems like we're always either addicted to something or just trying to find escape from the reality. So it might be video games, it might be pornography, it might be junk food. And I think that hanging out with other people also falls into this category of escapism, because i, I used like this is what happened to me. If I feel bored, I usually just text my friend or text other people and just maybe try to hang out, try to have that social contact. And it's, of course, I'm not talking just to isolate yourself, but I think it's very important to spend some time alone. Ever since like the quarantine broke out, I realized the value of actually being alone with yourself and focusing on a purpose, on working on something meaningful for you, to just being there, not listening to music, not playing video games, just more being in silence and maybe working on something. And I think it's just, yeah, it's really a thing to just escape boredom. We always try to escape boredom, and boredom is sometimes necessary. For example, just waking up in the morning and not doing anything, just walking around, maybe going to make a coffee, or just brushing your teeth, eating breakfast. It's not something that just is very exciting, but it is necessary to just be in that silence, to not go watch YouTube all the time. Let's say you go to the toilet to take number two, yeah? So you just take your phone with you, you're always looking at a YouTube video, you come back, you turn off your phone, you play YouTube on your computer. You're always just being distracted, and music just always like this. But when you're just alone and just focus on yourself, focus on that one purpose, I think that's really important nowadays. And you might think about this yourself. Maybe you're just hanging out with other people not just because you want to. Maybe you're just escaping boredom, escaping your existential crisis, escaping something in your life that you don't want to deal with. Maybe you have some work to do. I mean, I've been reading Marcus Aurelius' meditations lately, and there was this one thing where he said, I think it's very important. He said that about why do you complain in the morning when you wake up and you don't feel like going to work? You're just waking up and doing your part as a human being. And he said also that there's this thing where you're over the limit, and that balance is key. So if you eat a lot of bad food, you're over the limit. If you just focus more on leisure time, you're over the limit. You also need those things. He said like that sleep is important, but also nature has set a limit on it. So the same way you should focus on hanging out with other people. There's a limit, and there is something to just be working on your higher purpose. And when you just work on your higher purpose, maybe hang out with other people a bit, work out, eat healthy, there's this balance that comes out of it. So for some of you, maybe it is really important to just take some time for yourself. Maybe you just I'm not sure if you can change your personality that much. I really do believe that I've changed into a more introverted person than I was before, because a lot of people slow you down. A lot of people slow you down. For example, I don't know if you guys drink or smoke, but if you just quit that like I did, both drinking and smoking, after I quitted those activities, I stopped hanging around people who smoke or drink, and my just realized that I didn't have as many friends as I thought I did. I had these acquaintances that I just spent time because we, both me and them, participated in these hedonistic activities together, and that's why we just hang out, not because we share similar interests. It was just because of this social connection. And right now I don't want to have people in my life who just smoke and drink alcohol or like are addicted to it. I mean, if you just drink alcohol every once in a while in a party, that's okay by me. But if you smoke, that tells me a lot about your personality and how you don't have the discipline. You just always have to have this addiction in your life, and it damages you. It's not healthy. So you just do it because you don't have that self-discipline, and that tells me a lot about that person. And I don't want to hang out with people who are like that. So I know that it is a saying to say that, well, you should respect other people's decisions and opinions and their choices. Okay, I'm not gonna go up to a person who smokes and just scream at them to not do that. I'm just not going to respect you as much, and I'm gonna be like polite to you and tolerant, but I'm not going to just try to make friends with that person. I don't want to have people like that in my life who could just drag me down with them as well. I mean, there's a saying, if you hang out near a barber shop, sooner or later you're gonna get a haircut. So if you just hang out with people like that all the time, sooner or later you're gonna smoke, you're gonna take a drink. You might have this strong belief that you won't do it, but if you just go to parties, go and go and go and go, and you say, oh, I'm happy without alcohol, I don't need to smoke and stuff like that, there's gonna be a time when there's like a group, you're in there and they offer a drink and you say, oh, whatever, I've been abstinent from that for a long time, so why not? So the crowd, the herd, can make you weaker. I'm not saying to just isolate yourself, but just take some time for yourself. Take some time in the morning to read philosophy, to read something meaningful, and to just spend some time alone, even if it's just entertaining yourself, even if it's just watching a movie or just sitting there meditating. Just do more stuff like that alone, and see that you can only, in my opinion, grow more when you're just alone. When you're with a group, with somebody else, it's much harder. For example, my workouts, I prefer to work out alone and not to work out with other people. And jiu-jitsu doesn't count. Jiu-jitsu is just based on that working with somebody else, and that's okay. But just maybe take a walk, just spend some more time alone, go into nature, and just contemplate on your philosophy of life and your just way of being. Realize to focus on a purpose and not persons. So that's the message with this video. So thank you guys for watching, and leave a like if you enjoyed it. There's more content coming soon, and yeah, you can follow me on Instagram if you want, the link in the description down below, and support my channel as well to Patreon and PayPal. And that's pretty much it. So thank you again for watching this video, and stay on your journey.